EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week, and we are underway here on EA Sports. Wishing he had a mulligan. That's not how you want to...
Not at all, because not only do you give up the penalty and good field position, but it just kills the momentum of your team as you start a game.
They'll run. Here's the former Seminole. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Reload. Let's go now. 19 Lions.
He'll look to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
Now he can exhale. His season is officially underway. Plenty of work done during the offseason, camp, and the preseason that led to that first throw of the year.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And it's intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. That right there is the inauspicious start that they were hoping to avoid, the turnover on the first possession.
I love how you use those college-bound words like that, inauspicious. Well done. I really appreciate that. But here's the thing for me. I'm just wondering if their game plan is incorrect. You know, I think they felt like they could come in and throw it around pretty well. That interception early, they may rethink how they go about attacking.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And that to the 30. It'll be second down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You notice trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. DeLuca. Over the middle, it's complete. 7 yards there and a first down.
One down, only about 500 more to go this season. He would certainly welcome most of his passes this year going as well as that. Now that the first one is over, time to settle into a groove and begin the long journey towards Week 18 and hopefully the playoffs.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Kelvin Joseph. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Well, what a response by that defensive unit, Charles, because they just saw their offense throw the interception. They come out there, not only get an interception of their own, but they take it back for the touchdown.
I won't sing it because no one wants to hear that, but perhaps an early case of anything you can do, I can do better between these defenses. A lot of people came to expect the offense to light this game up, but so far, the defenses are stealing the show.
Aubrey good with the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37.
That run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
So from the 37, here's 2nd and 3. Back to throw. DeLuca. And he will find his man on the outside. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Now run straight ahead with Warren. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Now a 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. DeLuca. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Back to throw. DeLuca. Got his man. It's Warren. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 39. A strong pickup of 11 keeps their drive alive.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Looking to throw. DeLuca. Flush to his right. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield. A
handoff for Warren. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4.
Let's go now. Hurt, hurt. Mustang 19. Trap 60. Go.
Operating from the gun. DeLuca.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he will have a Cowboys first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
Yeah, and you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick 6, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
Back to throw. DeLuca. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. DeLuca.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the Falcons are going to get it back here just past the 35. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
Cougar 19. Hey, hey, check that, check that. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Ready, ready?
Second down and inches. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches.
Shove alert. 18 Cardinal, 18 Dragon 60. Ring it. Roll, roll, roll. Set go.
They'll look to throw here. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Probably a little bit of a surprise call there on 3rd and inches that they decided to throw the football. And how difficult is that for an offensive line when they look up and see all those extra bodies coming at them?
Tons of bodies coming in. They get a huge sack there.
He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down. Warren will try the right side. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. They'll get 13 yards for the second play in a row.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Back to throw. DeLuca, he's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Started the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's got a man. That's caught left sideline. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 19 down to the 19, and it's a first down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
A first red zone opportunity the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. DeLuca. Looking middle, and that's complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. On the give, it's Warren. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Jalen Warren, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Well, solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it on the first drive.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into first downs and hopefully points.
They go play action here on first down. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll make it second down. That catch now puts him on the doorstep of 500. It's his 499th reception. Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5.
Let's go.
Up the middle they go. Abraham. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Now that's a big-time run. Lightning in a bottle, forget it. He exploded out of the bottle for that type of a pickup.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Reload, reload. 60 Bobcat, 60. Bronco switch, Bronco switch. Check go.
He'll look to throw. This one into the hands of Pitts. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That's good for 28 yards. And he has now hit number 500. Charles, that is his 500th NFL career catch.
Definitely worthy of applause, but I remember when 500 meant you were going to the Hall of Fame. Nowadays, in today's football, 500 puts you on the path, a significant number.
They'll run on 1st down. Abraham. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. 19 Lions. Check, check. Go.
2nd and 13. That's caught. It's Strange, the tight end. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Britton Strange, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Falcons have taken the lead. And he wasn't blocking or running it there. They tossed it to him.
And you remember the good old days when the 49ers were riding roughshod in the league? They use their fullback in pass plays all the time. Roger Craig, Tom Rathman, those guys were terrific at running these types of plays.
And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen, ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go, here we go. Back to 60, back to 60. Look.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync. And the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
From the 35, here's a 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. DeLuca. That is caught by Lamb. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Lamb's first catch of the game, good for a 1st down. The catches for him just keep piling up in his career. He's now at 1,024. And that ties Isaac Bruce, the number that he had back in the day.
Yeah, part of the greatest show on turf. And remember, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt combined for nearly 2,000 catches in their careers. He might get to 2,000 himself with the numbers he's posting up there. Keeps himself in great shape. He might go for it.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Back to throw. DeLuca. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And the Falcons are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
19 tight, 19 tight. Say, hey. 18, rapid, no.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And complete to Drake London. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a 1st down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. On 1st down, Abraham. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd down and a yard.
Let's go now. Unlock Ryan. Unlock Ryan. Trap alert. Ready.
They'll keep it on the ground. Abraham. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Let's go. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Roll. Mustang 19. Check go.
On play action, they'll throw. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line.
A loss of 7 brings up 2nd and 17. at the Cowboys' 41-yard line.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down.
Trap 60, trap 60. 7 Pirates, smash. Hut, hut.
Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 23. Give him 18 on the play.
It is fun to watch the big man work the middle of the field. How about that post route there? Did an excellent job of getting his head around to look the football in and gain significant yardage.
Hawk 70. 70 Lion. Go.
They'll run on first down. Abraham trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Now a handoff up the middle. Abraham. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Reload. 60 Eagles. Bronco switch. Ready?
On third down, Abraham. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be fourth down.
Partner, that's another short run there, and I think the easy thing is to look at them right now and say, let's get away from them entirely. Let's start throwing the football, but I don't think you ever entirely abandon the run. It helps set a tone for the game for you, keeps your offensive linemen feeling good about themselves, and it actually tamps down a defense's pressure because if you just throw it all the time, it's going to tee off with the pass rush.
Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it, down by 2 scores. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's second down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. This time they stay on the ground. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. In the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense has thrown at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun, DeLuca. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw. DeLuca. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
The football. Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. We talk a lot about setting the tone to start the game. Well, you want to start the tone right in the 3rd quarter as well, and nearly lost a football there in their first drive.
And sometimes we overdo it when we talk about halftime adjustments and what teams are going to do. Most of the time, it's just a matter of executing the game plan you brought in. But I'll guarantee you, if they didn't draw that play up on the whiteboard at halftime, they're fortunate to retain possession.
Operating from the gun, DeLuca. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Now they'll work with 4 receivers here on 3rd down and long. to throw. DeLuca. That is caught. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, we can talk about it like it's just a basic route, but how about the timing on this one? Lined up on the right, runs a deep in route, and how about the throw? Right on the money. Bam, puts it right in there and on his hands. Nice completion. Really good pickup.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Looking to throw. DeLuca. He finds his man, complete. That's Warren. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll run it. Warren. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Facing a 2nd and 6 from the 8. Running left, it's Warren. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down, DeLuca. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Kelvin Joseph. And the Falcons are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
They were well aware of the scoreboard as they went into halftime, and they know how tough it's been to put up any kind of points. But if there's a positive after that play, is that they were able to take a shot at the end zone on their opening drive of this half. The negative, though, that shot at 6 ended in an interception, and we know that's not going to jumpstart this struggling offense.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And their defense just helped them out by getting the football back on the opening drive here in the second half. And now can the offense follow through with points on their first possession?
And that's a big one for them because after the work the defense has done, they've got a chance here to open up this lead.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
19 tight, 19 tight. 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second. And that's his second sack in this one.
And you just can't ask a defensive end or an edge rusher to play any better than what we're seeing right now. And, partner, it's still just the third quarter. I'm thinking he's not done yet. Even if he's not getting a sack, he's bringing a lot of pressure to the pocket.
Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Looking to throw. And caught by London.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Unlock Ryan. Unlock Ryan. Shot alert. Go.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he'll kick it away for the second time. This is taken at about the 14. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And the last time out, they had the good drive going. You get in the red zone. They throw the interception. Not their first pick of the game either, so we'll see if they're more careful, more cautious here on this drive.
Yeah, nothing worse than repeat mistakes, right? You end up coughing the ball up. You end up throwing a pick. Everything goes awry. And now, points don't go up on the board. I just heard a fan scream out. I thought the idea was to score points. Yeah, they're getting a little restless, too.
Now 2nd and 5.
Let's go now.
Operating from the gun. DeLuca left side to Lamb. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards.
And that's one of the better plays we've seen this offense put together so far. They haven't been able to get on track much at all. But listen, they're only down a couple of scores with the rest of this quarter and the entire fourth remaining. So, stranger things have happened.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Back to throw. DeLuca throwing middle, and it's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over these next few plays.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Again, he'll drop to throw. He's got the hook up here on the comebacker, complete. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Here's Warren. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
The ball on the 8 still could get a 1st down technically. 2nd and 7.
Here we go.
Looking to throw. DeLuca. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Ferguson. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Jake Ferguson from 8 yards out. And the Cowboys have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a 1-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football. High percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
Saw the linebacker Damone Clark coming through with a stop.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that 1st down carry.
From the 31, here's a 2nd and 9.
60, Maverick. 60, smash, smash. Take go.
They'll set up to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Check, Panther. Ready, ready. Reload, reload. Hut, hut.
He'll look to throw. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. Well, it's been a little bit of feast or famine because he's thrown for decent yardage, and obviously they've got the lead, Charles, but now he's been sacked 4 times.
And what I'm focusing on is his toughness in the pocket, because you mentioned the feast or famine part. He's played well in between being dumped on his back, but every time he's had a chance to throw the football, he's been impressive.
And out of bounds, this will depend on where they spot it, and they'll say at the 45. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late.
Throwing to start the drive. DeLuca.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick-six territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the third row.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. DeLuca. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long.
Looking to throw. DeLuca flushed out right. And my goodness, another interception. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Bronco switch, Bronco switch. Check, check.
On first down, Abraham. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Panther 11, Panther 11. Let's go. No, no.
2nd and 9 now.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football into places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd.
Check that. 70 Lion. Unlock Lion. Unlock Lion.
Up the middle they go. Abraham. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now,
as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Their defense accomplished step one of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead. And some room to maneuver. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 90 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Some good games around the league here early in week one, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. Now a run with Warren. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. On the run, it's Warren. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they get to that end zone real fast.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Warren. Down to about the 22 here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
And when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Here's 2nd down and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. 1. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Well, this one's had a season's worth of thrills already, and it's still week 1. Here's 3rd down now. Back to throw. DeLuca. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. I tell you, it has not been his best day throwing the football. He really needs to piece something together here.
All will be forgiven if he leads them into the end zone.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Warren down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Now 2nd and 4. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4.
That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. Second and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving the running back a crease to run through, and that's a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a third down.
The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. The sound reverberating here in the dome. This is third down. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got two more to use here in the final stages. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to tie things up in the final minute. And his kick is good. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So a big kick to get this back to even. Yet now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get it to overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you, but you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
This is 1st and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And that's caught inside the 35. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the fourth. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the fourth quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. Aubrey now for the point after. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
65. Let's go. 70 range.
He's back to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Lamb. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout As the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining.
Oh, what a play, but he couldn't get out of bounds. And you've got no timeouts. They've got to get to the line of scrimmage and spike it.
This offense cannot stop the clock now. No timeouts remaining as they come up here first down.
They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right.
And he'll go right back to Lamb.
And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line.
Well, he reminded us that he was a 1,000-yard receiver a year ago as he starts off week 1 picking up right where he left off. He told us at the end of the preseason he was primed for a big year. He just gave us excellent evidence of his belief.
Here we go, first and goal.
He'll look to throw. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Back to throw.
This ball intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And the Falcons have just about sewn up this football game. So a costly INT in the end zone, no less, puts the brakes on their potential scoring drive.
So many teams stick with the passing game down near the goal line because they see it as an extension of what they do between the 20s. But as we said many, many times, the further you drive, the more the field shrinks. And that was a nice job of making a play on the football and coming away with the interception.
They go down to a knee, and the new campaign off to a good start. It's a win here in week 1.
Well, CD always...